You didn't try it.
We are live with semifinals at 2018 Spikeball College Roundnet National Championships. The teams we have today are Spicy Ruby out of UMass Amherst, the number one team in College Roundnet, consisting of Anthony Wrench and Daniel McPartland. On the other side of this match, we have the number 4 team in College Roundnet, the number 11 team in the country, Schweppes out of Rosedale Bible College, consisting of Micah Zimmerman and Jesse Showalter. I'm Ezra Dantowitz here with Logan Cornelius. And we're in for a treat here, I think.
Yeah, we are. And what's interesting is, right now, the teams that are playing in the semifinals, if there was a tournament of the power ranked teams, this is how it would line up. And that's a lot of fun. Yeah,
so we saw these teams match up in pool play. It was a close competition. Went to hard cap where Spicy Ruby won 25-24. A lot of good touches from Schweppes. They handled Daniel McPartland's serves well. I think that'll be key. You see sweatshirts on all around. It is chilly out here. Don't know how that affects the ball or how it affects the serves, but it might play a factor.
We're actually seeing, this may sound crazy, but a little bit more sun this very moment than we have all day.
The sun actually just started to come out as I was saying that it was cold. I hope it comes out. It is chilly out here. We are here at the Lincoln Tower Athletic Fields at The Ohio State University in Columbus. Some serving warm-up going on now as we're just about ready to go live. You have 2 observers in the background, Matt Bonin and Josh Swim. They'll be helping out in the case of any disagreements on calls. McPartland taking off the sweatshirt because this is serious business. He is looking to repeat as college national champion. Last year he did it with a different partner. This year he's here with Anthony Wrench.
Absolutely, and I think the big keys for this game are going to be, for Spicy Ruby, Dan serving, and I think it's going to be consistency on the part of Anthony Wrench. If he can get the ball to Dan, Dan is a power player. And then I think for Schweppes, it's going to be them, consistent defense, serve returns, and then if they can make a difference with their hitting. They're more known for their defense rather than hitting, but if they can notch that up and get some hits, that'll make a huge difference here.
Yeah, it always starts with serves and serve returns, but the athleticism, all 4 players should be featured. Defensive touches, definitely. Great sets, hopefully, and hopefully some clean hitting to make for a good round at.
Absolutely, and I would not be surprised to see something like Schweppes taking game 1 and then Ruby taking games 2 and 3, just because Ruby hasn't been challenged yet today. Schweppes hasn't been challenged as much, but they still have been more so than Spicy Ruby, so they're probably a little bit more warm.
I'd be less surprised if Spicy Ruby took it in 2, but like you said, they might lose a game. I don't see it.
Absolutely. I would not be surprised if they took it in 2. I think that's completely plausible, but just for the fact of the mentality of preparing and having those games and getting those reps, Spicy Ruby hasn't been challenged.
Ready to go. McPartland serving to Zimmerman. Misses. Hopefully that's not a trend for this match.
That would be key point number 1 for Schweppes, if they can just manage Dan McPartland's serves.
Yeah, so another miss, and we'll go to Tony Wrench, serving straight on. Jesse gets the touch, easy up, lefty put away. Dan running it down. Good set from Tony, and Dan's just going to hammer it, but it lips up. And so,
and a great hit there.
A little bit of sloppy hitting, but hey, sloppy hitting makes for great points.
Exactly. Sometimes those pockets can make rallies go a lot longer. And both teams have an opportunity there. Schweppes ultimately gets lucky, doesn't lose the break.
Yeah, low serve from Jesse. Ooh, great lefty push, making that last second change. It looked like he was going to pull it righty, but saw that the defense was a little bit flat-footed and pushes it right away from him.
And again, you see some close defense. And I think Schweppes does a great job of kind of mixing around their defense per hit. Right there, they're playing close defense, but you'll see them as well playing that deep defense and chasing down balls.
Yeah, so you saw another missed serve there from McPartland. Hopefully it's not fatigue. I know we saw a lot last season. He would fatigue towards the end of tournaments and not be able to make serves. Clean that up a little bit at Nationals. And if they want to win the series, he's going to need to make some of his great serves.
And that wasn't a super great set from Wrench, but Dan McPartland able to manage it and put that one away.
Yeah. Low serve from Wrench, great touch from McPartland, walking casually up to the net. And one thing you see there, but his trademark, is he makes his decisions to hit so late. So especially when the ball's over the net, he has all the angles he wants, hits the ball super low, defense has no idea where to go.
And you're already seeing the difference here is there's not as much speed and power coming off Schweppes' hits, and Spicy Ruby is able to take advantage of that. And that's, like I said, is going to be the difference in this game.
Yeah. So
good body, but Zimmerman on the ground, set in his feet, not able to get there.
So here we go. McPartland, chance to make his first serve of the series. Going again to the right hand, probably. Yep, just going for that good cut serve. catches Jesse low, not able to get it up. One thing you see that makes his serve a little bit trickier to return is he's not always hitting it with the same velocity. Sometimes it's going to be a little bit faster, kick a little bit higher. Other times he takes a little bit off of it and it just stays low and gets under your hand.
I think that's what he did here. Those first 2 serves, he's putting a lot more on it, not hitting rim, adjusted a little bit. Now he's got 2 in a row, able to get a break off one of those.
Yeah. So Zimmerman able to receive it well. These teams did face off in pool play, so a little bit of familiarity for Schweppes with the serves. Good one there. Wrench goes a lefty on 2. Zimmerman gets the up right into McPartland. Tough play there.
And that's a rough situation because as a serving team, you're at a disadvantage. So when you get a touch on the ball and have to replay it, that hurts you.
Yeah. And you saw it was just a bad decision by Wrench that got bailed out by the unfortunate positioning of his partner.
Because if McPartland's not there's a good chance Schweppes gets that break.
Surely. So a misser from Wrench, and we'll go 6-6, I think. Schweppes now 6-7. Schweppes down, but Jesse Showalter to serve. Right next door is Easily Dug versus Coup d'etat, the other semifinal here.
Wrench able to get there.
Yeah, just dropping the hammer, and Jesse gets a body on it, but it doesn't really go anywhere, so no play for Micah Zimmerman to set it.
A nice hard hit from Wrench kind of nulls out that body, not able to get control on that because of the speed on it.
McPartland going for the cut serve again, but just hitting rim. 7-8 now, Micah Zimmerman to serve. Good serve. Oh, Tony taking the questionable 2, but it pockets up and hit it with just enough that Jesse's not able to run it down. That's the second time we've seen Anthony Wrench, maybe third time we've seen him hit on 2 this game. None of them have been great decisions, but they've got out of it each time.
And that decision seemed more out of necessity than choice, just because he wanted to get it on, because that was a great serve by Zimmerman.
Yeah. So another miss from Wrench. Not a great serving performance so far from Spicy Ruby. They'll need to pick that up if they want to keep the pressure on Schweppes here.
Yep, absolutely. Schweppes has actually been putting some pretty good balls on the net off the serve, which has helped them out, but they're just not able to convert right now.
Good serve there from McPartland, but Micah handles it. Great touch from Tony.
Wrench.
Pushing it low right into the hand of Zimmerman, and that's a break for Spicy Ruby. So they are now up 11-8?
Yep, and that all started with a great serve. The touches aren't super fantastic, and it puts them off a little bit, and so they can't get the ball right where they needed to control the hit.
We see the reads coming for Spicy Ruby. Sets just off from Wrench, and McPartland can't find the net. So again, great hand by McPartland, just close up at the net, directs it right towards Wrench, who's able to set him. That time a little bit off, but if they're able to keep the pressure on and get these touches, it's going to be hard for Schweppes to keep up in this match.
Absolutely.
A miss there from Zimmerman, so 12-9, Wrench now to serve.
And Wrench hasn't been putting on too many great serves. He's been getting some on. And honestly, I don't think that matters as much because of the ability to serve on McPartland.
I will say, Wrench not known for his power serving, but known for his consistency.
Yep.
One thing that has definitely been lacking today. He's missed a lot of serves. We've seen in this match already. I think he's missed 3 or 4. He just needs to put the ball on and give his team an opportunity to get defensive touches.
Absolutely. And I think against a team like Schweppes, who doesn't hit as well, give yourself that opportunity. Put it on the net, and that's where the breaks come in.
Yeah, so a good serve there by McPartland.
And you're seeing You're seeing the ball cut wide once it hits the net, and that's a lot of that spin. He's not getting it necessarily wide. It's just spinning so much when he makes contact.
Yeah, it's another great serve, but sets there. The backhand rolls up, and Wrench is there to play it. Lefty push. McPartland somehow dodges both the ball and Micah Zimmerman on the dive, and now it's 15-10. Spicy Ruby with the advantage. So Schweppes needs to do something fast if they want to stay in this game.
And what you're seeing is it's all starting off the serve time after time. He's getting good serve on, even though Schweppes is getting it. They're getting good touches and getting it to the net. That first serve and the touch off that is creating harder opportunities on offense, which allows the defense to better position themselves and read where the hit's going.
And even there, you saw the set was just off net, but Ruby wasn't able to get in front of it. Absolutely. Drop on 2 from McPartland, but low touches by Schweppes makes it hard to get the put-away hit.
Yep.
And so Wrench is there to pick it up, and they somehow hold.
And Zimmerman commits to the body right there, so Wrench chooses to go soft and gets that.
Yeah. Ooh,
that's a good strong hit. You haven't seen a lot of those from Schweppes thus far in these challenging games, but that was a solid hit.
Yeah, Mike in particular is really able to open up and rip those pull shots. He hasn't had to a lot because he's able to pick his spots, but especially if Ruby's able to rotate well in defense, he might need to more.
Absolutely.
So back to McPartland to serve 17-12 as they're looking to just keep the lead here and close out game one. See that fuego from Dan where it always looks like he breaks his back somehow as he reaches back for it. But when he gets it on, especially when he gets it to spin, it's nearly unreturnable when he pairs it with that forehand that cuts.
It's incredible just to get that positioning and put the ball where it needs to be.
Yeah. Zimmerman going second serve here, 13-17, and hits it under the net. So you see, maybe he's just going for a little bit, reaching back and missing, because he knows he needs those breaks late here in game one.
Yep. Trying to put a little bit more on it and not getting what they need right now.
Good low serve. Wrench is there, but it just goes right over his hand.
Right there. Wrench's serve put them out of position, put the hit to where Wrench could get there, but a lot of heat on that, and he just couldn't. And while he's moving, it makes it harder to get contact with the ball there.
Yeah. So, pocket.
We see the sun for the first time in a while, and it's warming up a little bit. It feels nice.
Question on the call here. I think the call was that he was inside 6 feet, but he missed the serve anyway, so it should just be... Wait, it should just...
What? Yeah, call it after hits the neck, because if he hits a rim, like, it's bad, not the fault.
So, the observer called a reach infraction. When you hit the serve, you need to hit it from outside 6 feet. So what happened was Showalter went to serve, reached inside 6 feet. The observer called fault, and then he ended up hitting rim. Since he ended up hitting rim, it should be the point for Rubi, but there was some discussion on whether or not calling it before Jesse Showalter hit the ball affected that play. They ended up making the right call, which is just miss serve, point for Rubi. And after the miss by McPartland, that's an ace for Micah Zimmerman.
And we're definitely seeing Zimmerman as the better hitter this game and making the difference. Showalter isn't putting as much on him, more of a crafty hitter than Zimmerman is, but he's going to have to pull out a lot more if they're wanting to.
Another strong serve. So that's 2 in a row for Micah Zimmerman. Might be a little bit too late, but 2 aces here makes it 17-19 in game one.
And he's hitting them nice and low, and they're having trouble
another
with that.
good one. Yeah, so another great hit, but Wrench gets it just back to net, and McPartland pushes that past him for the hold. So now 3 game points, Wrench serving 20-17 to Micah Zimmerman.
Yep, and that was a great rip from McPartland on 2. Not always the most advised hits, but right there it was open, and he put a lot of speed on that.
Yeah, so second serve, puts it on, Micah pulls it, easy put away, and so we'll go 18-20, Jesse Showalter's serve.
He's probably going to try to put a lot on this, maybe do something tricky. We'll see what happens. They need something.
Hits rim, and that'll be game one, 21-18 in favor of Spicy Ruby. You saw comfortable from Spicy Ruby. You saw Schweppes, maybe they have a little bit more that they can push.
Yep.
But the big thing here for Ruby was a lot of 2s, very casual play it looked like. They didn't have the aces that maybe you'd expect from them, but they were definitely putting pressure on with their serves.
And I think what we saw is the biggest thing that came into play there was Schweppes hitting. Schweppes hitting wasn't strong, and Spicy was able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, they were rotating well. Those hits were staying a little bit high, giving them time to run under some of them. You saw Anthony Wrench got to a few of them that he just missed, so maybe another step or another second, he's going to get those touches, leading to more breaks for them.
Yep. And over in the other semifinal, game 1 was taken by Easily Dug, 21-19 against Coup d'etat.
Yeah, so again, the top seed winning the first game on that side of the bracket, setting us up maybe for the final that everyone anticipated, Easily Dug versus Spicy Ruby. It'll be just as interesting to see who comes out of the other semifinal.
Yep. Everyone's wanting to see Spicy Ruby versus Easily Dug. Like you said, certainly the favorite matchup. And
I think in particular, you and I are actually more interested in seeing Coup d'etat versus Schweppes.
That's certainly true.
I think to get there, we'll need these top seeds to win.
Or both top seeds to lose.
Correct, you're right. We could just as well see a Coup d'etat versus Schweppes final. Okay, so we are ready for game 2. Looks like Micah Zimmerman is going to start the serve.
Micah Zimmerman's also feeling the sun, taking the long sleeves off, warming up.
Yeah.
Let's see what they can do. They're going to need a lot harder hitting this game and hope that McPartland serves.
Yeah, substitution in the observer spot. You've got Joel Graham, formerly of Nashburg, currently of D717, into observe for Matt Bonin. And now 1-0 McPartland to serve. Ooh, great cut serve. Oh! Wrench overcommitting, and Micah Zimmerman pulls it right past him.
And right there, already a difference from what we saw last game. Great serve by Dan McPartland, but Schweppes able to get control of that.
Wow.
And then get that drop.
Yeah. Great drop there by Jesse. Just hits nicking the near net, so it bounces almost not at all. And very small opportunity window for Wrench to return it.
Yep.
So 2-2, Wrench now to serve. Yeah. So one thing you see for Spicy Ruby on defense, as Schweppes starts to pull it, they're going to need to widen their defense and kind of force Schweppes to go in between them.
Absolutely.
Especially for Zimmerman, who's been pulling it well. You don't want to let him pull it past you. You'd rather try to force him to push it, maybe get it towards your partner who's closer at the net.
Exactly. So let's see if Dan McPartlin can put this on.
Good serve.
Showalter's
Showalter's there. Easy lefty push. Just keeps
Zimmerman-
that hit nice and low, and that's really what you want to see.
Absolutely.
A clean hit, hard for the
Absolutely.
defense to get in front of it.
Yep. Zimmerman pushed the ball a little bit towards Showalter on that set, but not bad enough to mess anything up. Showalter moved his hips, put that ball away.
So 4-3, Jesse serving, ramps up, and they'll go second serve here.
Showalter able to get a break on his last possession with the drop. Now pulling out the hard serves.
Ooh.
Great body, great dive.
Great dive. Oh,
And there's
Mike
no
is just
weak
not
left.
able to get the left on. So almost a little bit of a collision there between McPartlin and Zimmerman, but no question on the calls. A great bid by Showalter to get that set up, but just kind of choking Zimmerman on his left, not able to do much.
And you see that defensive bid by Showalter. That's why Schweppes is known for their defensive play, because that's a beautiful dive and a beautiful set. Unfortunately, they
Ooh,
weren't.
great body up by McPartlin. Let's see if Wrench can get the set. Just not enough. You see there, what's interesting about McPartlin is he doesn't open up his hits to the last second. So it makes it a little bit harder, but it does give him more choices as far as deception. The defense doesn't know where he's going to go. Bad lefty drop by Wrench, and Zimmerman's there to easily pick it up and get the break.
Yep,
So-
Spicy Ruby not making as great of decisions this game. And going back to that last play, Dan McPartlin didn't move his feet, which I think could have given him a better opportunity to put that on, like you were saying. He stayed square, opened his hips last moment, but didn't move his feet and ended up with the rim.
Yeah, so I think 5-5 now. Micah Zimmerman serving.
Not as heated of a serve.
Ooh,
Good
great
body,
touch by Micah. Great
touch.
set, but it's just a
Oh,
little bit off the net.
Man. And you see, Schweppes is getting really good body touches now. They're keying in a little bit on Spicy Ruby's hits, and we'll see if they can start to take advantage of that more.
McPartlin to serve here. Doesn't cut that much, so Zimmerman's easily in front of it. Ooh! And Dan gets just a fingertip maybe, but not enough to direct it back towards Wrench.
McPartlin slipped a little bit, just enough on the hit to get it by him.
Yeah. I'll say it here. Jesse Showalter on that serve is picking up his toe and then pivoting on his toe. So I don't think that serve's legal, but no call from the observers.
And that's one thing that's hard to call, especially with two observers. There's a lot of things to watch. That's
Yeah.
a tough one.
So here we go. Dan serving again. Some confusion on the score here. And it says 7-8. Spicy Ruby down. McPartlin to serve to Micah Zimmerman.
And Schweppes has a winning advantage right now. If they were to hold this out, then they could win, but that's a lot of round net left to play.
Yeah. I'll bet against this break advantage staying the same. Good drop, but Zimmerman reads it just in time. Great touch by Wrench.
Tony eyes it.
Barreling over the net and gets the kill.
Yep, and Zimmerman is there in position, just doesn't get his hand up enough to get that touch, and Spicy Ruby gets the break there.
Yeah, so 8-8, not it again. And here we go, McPartlin serving wide, just misses, clips rim. So it'll be 9-8 for Schweppes. You see Joel Graham here has a handful of balls. It's a ready observer.
Yep, makes it a lot easier to continue the game, and players don't have to run after it.
Good drop attempt, but just clipping the rim. So it's 9-9. Wrench to serve to Zimmerman. Again, a missed serve. See, maybe he's just going for a little bit much, or maybe it's just a lack of practice and he's not able to get those serves on the net. Usually when he's going for it, he's just trying to put it on hard and right in your gut to force you to make a play.
Absolutely.
So knotted halfway through, 10-10.
And Wrench, like in the first game, is carrying on to the second. He's been struggling with this serve so far. In first game, it didn't matter, but if Schweppes is going to play like they are this game, then he's going to need to get those serves on.
Yeah, so back pocket there on the first serve. We'll go back to McPartlin for second serve. Trying to find out where the ball's going to come from. It's 10-10, second serve, Spicy Ruby. Nice serve.
Good set.
Ooh, great
Good
touch.
hand. Great set. Good touch. Not a great hit.
Ooh, lefty push manages to split them low. So a lot of hits that were just off the net, and the defense was able to be just in position. Interesting there was the defense was not moving much.
No.
The set just happened to set it up so that the defenders were right in the position to return those hits.
And again, you see on that long rally, the difference is the hitting of Jesse Showalter. He finally gets a chance for a good hit, and hits it right at the defender with not much power.
Yeah, so one thing you notice there, especially on plays like that where you get the quick up at net, is you don't think so much about your footwork as a hitter. So you think, I'm already at the net, I don't need to chop my feet, maybe I don't need to reposition as much. And what that does is it makes it harder for you to adjust to a set that's not right in the right spot and maybe not use the angles that you want to.
Absolutely.
So 12-11 now. Ruby back in control, but a missed serve from Wrench.
Another.
And so we're
I
not
believe
it again.
3 or 4 in a row of missed serves on Wrench.
He's got to change something up, whether it's changing the serve or just maybe taking a little bit more off it. Even there, it looked like he took a lot off.
Again, sometimes it's important just for the momentum to get the ball on.
Yeah. The rare left from McPartland does the trick. 13-12. He's back in the driver's seat with a serve. See what magic he wants to pull out of his hat this time. Wow.
Nice and wide. Great touch. A good set.
Wow. You see that Micah opened up for that lefty hit maybe a little bit earlier than he should have, as Anthony Wrench had a chance to get in front of it, but committed a little bit too hard to the right and wasn't able to correct.
And those first 2 beautiful touches set Schweppes up to be able to hold there.
Ooh, great layout from Micah, but the ball's just out of
Absolutely.
reach as that lefty push from Wrench gets away from him.
Schweppes is keyed on Spicy Ruby much more than they were last game, which, I mean, is what's keeping it closer.
Yeah, so 14-13. Made serve from Wrench here, forcing Jesse Showalter to his left. Ah,
And
a
again,
great body up.
Zimmerman pushed the ball a little bit towards Showalter, forced a little less, like,
that was not a legal toss
that he could have had, and that almost caused him to lose the point.
15-14. Dan McPartland now to serve. You saw that toss from Micah Zimmerman. Ball needs to move 4 inches from the point where you tossed it. That one did not look like it did, but easy return for Ruby. Great touch by Tony. Another low push, just right into the body and off. And you've seen that a lot of the time here, Tony's not trying to overpower them, but maybe just keep it low enough so that even if they get a touch, there's no play on it.
Absolutely. And Wrench is kind of playing with a hybrid form of that tricky and power. Not necessarily trying to overpower him, but not being so sly with his hits. More just placement.
Yeah, so you saw there, again, setting the left hand for Jesse Showalter. He wound up way early, but Dan McPartland went committed to the body defense, so wasn't able to get in front of it. 15-16, good serve, but McPartland's there. Oh, wow. Great footwork there to open up the push shot, tricking Micah Zimmerman to go for the pull and an easy put. 17-15. As I said earlier, that 2-point lead will be enough to win if they can hold on.
Yep.
Pocket on that first serve. We'll go second serve for Wrench.
We'll see if he can put this one on. He's been struggling. Gets that one on and had some heat.
Ooh!
Nice drop
The
from
nice
Zimmerman.
bowl drop from Zimmerman. Saw the defenders committed to the pull and was able to push it right in front.
16-17. Schweppes down.
Pocket on that
Little
first
high.
serve. Good play by the observer to keep the ball in play.
And I think if they're going to get a break on a serve, it's going to come from Zimmerman with the ball. The only break Showalter's had was with the drop to start off the game. And Ruby has been struggling a little bit more.
Yeah, you see, Schweppes is there a lot of the time, but just not able to get quite a good enough first touch. They're reading the hits relatively well, but the hits are just enough low or enough spin that they're not able to play the touches.
They're not able to control it enough with their body, which is
That's
hard
what
to
it is.
do. But they're getting the touches. If they can control it a little bit more, get a little higher in the air, more vertical rather than horizontal, they can make a play and put it back on the net.
So, there we go. 17-18, only a few more chances for Schweppes to get the break that they need to stay alive in this series.
Jesse Showalter. And he
Miss
hits rim.
serve. So here we go. 19-17 for Ruby. Not much margin for error for Schweppes. Anthony Wrench to serve. Pockets up, and we'll go second
Wrench
serve.
is starting to get him on. Pocketed first on his last one. And then got a heat on the second one. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was able to do that here again.
Watch for the drop. Micah Zimmerman is deep. Nope, not that time.
Hit rim.
So 8-9. Micah Zimmerman to serve. Needs something here.
And this is where I think the difference is going to come on Zimmerman's serve.
Good serve, pushing him back. Tough set for Dan. Lefty for Tony.
It's rim.
Push. No,
Oh,
I
he
think
didn't
it was
hit rim.
good. It sounded
Oh,
like he touched
he
the
did,
net,
yeah.
but I think it
And if
it
you look
wasn't
at that, Showalter and Zimmerman were very close to the net. They were just hoping for a
Wow!
there. Great
What a
first
serve by Dan.
touch. Wow!
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 So a match point there for Spicy Ruby, but despite a ridiculous serve, Jesse Showalter throws out a hand, catches it with enough of the fingertips. A great set from Micah, and Jesse just powers it over the top. I think both teams were a little bit shocked that the return came.
Absolutely.
And you see that Ruby did not adjust for the defense. So here we go, 19-20, match point, drop serve. No, yeah, Dan admits that ball was down. Again,
Yes. And again, Jesse Showalter has 2 breaks on his serves this game, both drops. He's not getting breaks on those hard hits, but he's able to trick them just because the serve form looks similar.
so So here we go, 20-20 into extras. Tony with the easy low pull. And we'll go back to him to serve to Jesse Showalter. Need one break here to close out this match.
Absolutely.
So this will be match point 3 for them. 2, 3.
And I don't mind the body defense that Schweppes is playing on Spicy Ruby, especially against Dan McPartland. They are a hard-hitting team.
Yeah.
A lot of times, body's going to give you a lot more of an opportunity against a hard-hitting team.
Good serve. You saw that set was just off net, choking down, but he rotates the hips and feet well, so he's able to push that just through the defenders. Match point 4 now as it's 22-21 in favor of Ruby. See if they can close it out here. This is probably the matchup you want with, well, at least it's a server you want with Dan McPartland.
Zimmerman's has been getting some good touches from McPartland's serves. Right there, high set gives him lots of opportunity.
Yeah, you saw that set was off the net, but Anthony Wrench didn't back up, stayed on the pole shot, and so Zimmerman's able to put that right over him. Again, not the cleanest hit, but just enough to get out for where the defenders were positioned.
Absolutely.
So 22s, Showalter to serve, drop serve, Wrench is there, and just another low push. You see, his hitting now looks a lot cleaner than it did, especially in game 1. He's really focused in and looks much better.
Absolutely. We'll see if the difference will become if Wrench can get his serves on. I think that would be able to tie the game up for Ruby.
Oh, wow.
Schweppes have been playing pockets just because I guess they feel more comfortable with them. They like it. They don't want to risk it. But, I mean, they're only having one opportunity out of every 2 possessions because Wrench keeps hitting rim.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Hard serve there from Zimmerman, but just hits it in the net. I think they're checking if he broke the rim. It sounded like he might have, but I think
it's clean.
I think it's okay. I'll say that was not the strongest serve I've seen, but maybe the net or the rim piece was already a little bit fractured.
Looks like something
I was
happened.
able to
Switch it out.
do a little bit more damage. So we'll switch out the net. Just going to make sure the tension is similar to what we had before. One thing you'll notice is that net tension can play a big role, whether it serves or hits, and so you don't want to swap to a new net that's significantly different, especially when you're deep into extras in game 2.
Yeah, I mean this is a big matchup, and something like the net, you don't want that to affect, so you got to find it.
Yeah, so you see Joel Graham, the observer, in to test the tension. Try to make sure, 1, it's consistent all around, and 2, it's the right level of taut.
Yes.
Ooh, quick hands play from our other semifinals. It's a break for Easily Dug.
All right, we're getting back to it. McPartland serving with a 24-23 lead.
Trying to close out this match. Match point 5 now. Drop serve. Ooh, just clips the rim. And so we'll go 24s for Jesse Showalter.
That was a good hard serve from him. We haven't seen that very much. Good body from Zimmerman. Oh, lift
Roll
up.
up there. Wow, great left from Dan.
Wow.
So I will say on Jesse's serve, you see he starts with the feet almost parallel to each other. He then pivots on his heel, so he moves his right toe to the right and then steps over with his left foot and then lifts his right heel. So he does not maintain the 1 point of contact that you need for a serve to be legal.
Absolutely. Good hard hit from Showalter, and that last play, lost opportunity for Schweppes. They needed that. Some good defensive plays and a great serve. That was one of the harder serves we've seen from Showalter today. And Zimmerman seems to be in a rim stretch, not getting him on, and that's going to hurt him because he's been the better server.
Yeah, so another match point opportunity for Ruby. Great wide serve. Zimmerman just gets a handle on it off the net, but hits it high enough that Wrench can't get a hand.
And that was a similar play that we saw earlier. Wrench is in the right position, but Zimmerman gets it just over him a little higher because Wrench is on the move, not able to adjust.
Drop serve from Showalter. Wrench is there. Low push.
Oh, wow!
And it's a hand block from Showalter. Gets the break, so now they're up 27-26, looking to take game 2.
That is a huge break for them.
Another wide serve drop. And McPartland, just a bad touch.
And there they go!
And there you go.
What a
2
finish
quick
for
breaks on the
Schweppes.
drop for Jesse Showalter, and so Schweppes takes games 2, and we will go game 3 in this semifinal.
And that, what we saw from them was great defensive play. They were getting those bodies, they're hard hitters, getting it up and able to make the difference. And, I mean, the hand block back on the net, that's a huge play.
That's a crazy play, and then like you saw in that last play, what? Yeah, like you saw in the last play, just a quick defensive touch from Schweppes is enough for them to take it.
And it looks like whoever wins this game will be playing Easily Dug in the finals. They have taken out Coup d'etat from UTD in 2 games.
Yeah, so I think the difference there was Schweppes was just able to hold at the end, get a clutch drop serve from Jesse Showalter at 19-20 to force extras, and then it was the 2 drops in extras that ended up winning for them. We saw Ruby had a few chances where it looked like they might have been in position, but Micah Zimmerman was able to hit it just past them, reading the defense well enough to get it over Wrench.
Absolutely. And what you saw there is Schweppes was hitting hard. They were hitting hard most all that game. Didn't lose as many points against Ruby as they were before, because there was a lot of fire, a lot of zip on those hits, and Rinch wasn't hitting his serves, and I think that made a huge difference. They're only getting a chance to get a point on every one of 2 possessions.
Yeah, and you saw McPartland serves, a lot of them were very good, but Schweppes was just able to get the handle on it.
Specifically Micah Zimmerman, he was returning Spicy Ruby serves very well, and that made a huge difference. There was a couple where it kicked out real wide, he got just enough fingers on it, then Showalter got a great set to him, and Zimmerman put it away.
Yep. Okay, so rock, paper, scissors here to show you who serves first in Game 3. It looks like it'll be Spicy Ruby. Dan McPartland starting out. 0-0, Game 3. Winner goes to the finals to play Easily Doug.
The wind is dying down a bit. The sun's coming out, and I think that'll warm these players up.
Pocket on the first serve. They're going to play it, and a good clean put away by Jesse Showalter.
And I think the sets have been coming in better for Jesse's style of hitting, where he's more of a last-second quick reaction with the wrist. Doesn't get his whole arm into it.
Yeah. So I'll say it again. That serve's not legal, but that's okay. Great touch by Micah Zimmerman.
Touch.
Great up by Anthony Wrench, but the ball's away, and Dan McPartland can't get a play.
And Schweppes is starting out with a 2-0 lead. That's big time.
Yeah, so you saw that was a hard serve there for him, not relying so much on the drop, but a great touch defensively, and they're able to convert.
In last game, if you'll remember, 2 of his breaks were on drop serves, and when he's able to hit those hard ones, it gives him that opportunity to get another break.
Yeah, so cheeky lefty push drop for Tony Wrench. And there you go, strong serve from him to start it out. They'll need some of that if they're going to win this game. Oh, wow! Jesse Showalter drops it right to him, but Tony can't get the hand up in time.
Not a great hitting choice, but it worked out for him. I don't think Wrench was necessarily expecting that, and it worked out.
Yeah. Ooh,
great
so
body.
Clean body up. Oh, great up by Portland.
Wow.
And a drop as he dives over the net. Great plays by both teams. You see the hits maybe a little bit lazy going right into the body of the defender, but great sets, especially by Wrench there to clean that one up for McPartland to set it, or to hit it rather.
If there's not a pull on a hit at all and it goes straight into the body, that gives the defense a good opportunity, because a lot of times that's going to go straight up in the air.
So 2-3, good serve from McPartland. Got to get around for that pull shot, and you see Tony again just over rotates. So that's the 3rd or 4th time this series we've seen him in what looked to be position, but Zimmerman just pulls it past him.
Absolutely. He's playing for more of that open hand shot, and he's pulling it more than Tony's ready for.
So, wow.
Great hand.
Up.
Oh, there must have been a touch there on the first one.
Yeah, I'd say that second touch wasn't clean then. Looked like it lipped a little bit off his fingertips, maybe a little bit of a carry.
Anthony Wrench with the serve.
And pocket up on that first serve. So Wrench going here, 3-4, down the break early in this game. Good near net serve, Showalter easy return, going to the left, and clean enough to get it past the defender.
And I mean, that's kind of set has been solid with Showalter's type of hitting, and that's what we've seen in the second and third game. Not so much the first, which is why they struggled, but Showalter's been hitting the ball fairly well.
Yeah. So miss serve from Micah, and we'll go back to McPartland. One thing we haven't seen a lot of this series is the flango. He's relied a lot on his forehand cut serve, but maybe it's the flango that needs to mix in just to surprise the defense a little bit. Roll up there on the pole, but the defender's not there, so it'll be 6-4 Schweppes.
And I think there's probably a little bit of frustration in those serves with Zimmerman getting such good touches the last game, so that he probably wants to get that and feel more confident in it before he switches over to a flango.
Drop serve there from Jesse again.
I think half of his serves this game have been drop serves.
Yeah, see the lefty push there. It's another drop by Wrench. The defense is so close that he doesn't have much to work with, but it's only a matter of time before they pick up on that low lefty push, because he's been going to it a lot, especially even in this game.
All right, Zimmerman with the serve, the stronger server, getting some zip on it.
McPartland with a good touch. They'll call a pocket. Toss was inside 6 feet, so fault called by the observer there. And second serve is a rim.
When you have that toss fault on the first one, then get in your head on that second serve, and it's just going to be a lot harder to capitalize on that second serve.
So there we go. McPartland serving 6-7. Got to find a break somewhere. Good return. Ooh.
And I think at that time, Anthony Rich didn't play the pool as much. Was set up, feet set, but Zimmerman pulled it a little bit more.
Yeah. Just inside him, as opposed to the last two which were going outside him.
Absolutely.
Pocket call here. Showalter's second serve. Again, just kind of that double pivot on that front foot, but no call from the observer or the opposing team.
You like to call that one over here, though, Ezra.
I mean, I'm just saying, if I'm Spicy Ruby, I'm looking at that and saying, hey, guys, this serve is not clean.
Yeah, I mean, it's a valid point.
Let's go, Schweppes.
At Zimmerman here.
9-7.
Like to look for a break on Zimmerman's
Still with a
serves,
2-point lead.
He's putting him in worse position, but he's rimming it.
Yeah, so a lot of rims here. Again, McPartland, probably the strongest server of the bunch, but we haven't seen him really challenge. Schweppes has done a great job handling his serves.
And I think part of it is he's getting matched up with who seems to be...
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Great footwork by Zimmerman to open up, but it hits his hand on the way up, so that'll be a break for Spicy Ruby as it's now 9-9. McPartland now serving to Showalter.
McPartland advantage because Zimmerman has been returning McPartland serves much better.
Yeah, you see right away a tough return for Showalter. Goes straight up. A good set by Zimmerman, but Showalter's not able to rotate the feet enough to get the hit.
And that's where that matchup comes into play because as long as McParland's been matched up with Zimmerman, he's been returning those serves very well. The first time he serves to Showalter this game, not a great touch, and they get the break.
Yeah, so now after 2 quick breaks, it's 10-9 in favor of Spicy Ruby. Pocket on that first serve, so we'll go second serve for McPartland. Ooh.
And again, look at that. It's a great serve, but Zimmerman is returning McPartland serves very well, and that's the matchup you want.
If you're Schweppes, yeah.
Exactly.
So here we go. Showalter serving 10-10. Halfway through, we're knotted up. Short serve.
Again, the drop. That's his third drop this game.
Yeah. So you see again, McParland's set puts wrench on his right hand. He has no choice but to hit it low and hard and hope the defense isn't able to make a play on it. But they got a touch, just not enough.
There's a good serve from
Lefty serve.
Great body.
Oh, wow. Wrench squared up that body so it goes right to McPartland, but the set is a little bit off. He's not able to put it on.
And Wrench is still moving from that defensive play, and it's hard to get back into position. He's just trying to get that on the net and not able to make it happen.
Yeah, strong serve. Good return. That backhand lifts up, but Showalter's not able to run it down in time.
And you live and die by that body defense. You get some touches where the ball goes up, but you lose those opportunities on lips.
Wrench is asking for scissors. He's got some thread hanging off of his sweatshirt and just doesn't want it to be bothering his right hand. Some help from Mike White, the everything guy here for round net. And now it's 12-11, McPartland to serve.
The lead tied up going into game 3, 1-1. This game is 12-11. That is fault on serve 1.
Pocket up. So if I'm McPartland, I think I have to switch it up, do something, whether it's the flango, whether it's a drop, maybe whether it's a new serve that we're not familiar with. But Zimmerman has done such a good job handling these serves that you just can't keep it as status quo.
Absolutely. Mix it up on Zimmerman, find a way, get back to serving to Showalter, and get your regular serve on.
Yeah. I mean, one way to get back to serving to Showalter is just get broken, but I don't think that's what you want.
I'm not sure that's what they want. And a good serve puts them in bad position, and they get it on.
That was rim. I think that was rim. Wrench is saying he thought it was rim.
Was
From here, I thought it was rim.
I thought it was clean. I think that shows how close of a call it is.
Looks like they're going to go to observers here as the teams can't reach an agreement. Schweppes is saying Zimmerman's hit was good. Wrench is saying it was rim. We'll see what the observers Josh Swim and Joel Graham say. So good. So that's the break for Schweppes, and now up 13-12. So Showalter now serving to McPartland. If you're Ruby, you got the matchup you want, but again at the cost of a break. Pocket for Showalter, and they'll call it.
I wouldn't be surprised to hear if Showalter dropped it. That's been his go-to.
Yep, there it is again.
There it is.
And should pull this one away. Yep, easy.
I think he's just feeling more comfortable with that drop. That's his 5th drop, I believe, this game. And he got 2 breaks on it last, and I think he's relying on that, but the Ruby's not going to get tricked again.
13-13. That looked like a rim. Okay. Micah thinks it's rim. I thought it was rim. Yeah. 14-13. Micah Zimmerman serving for Schweppes to Anthony Wrench. Hard serve, but good return. On the right, but great push. Caught Micah Zimmerman flat-footed. Was not ready for that at all.
Zimmerman wasn't in position at all. Was just content to let Showalter make the play, and Wrench took advantage of it.
So 14's McPartland to serve. Needs a break somewhere. Good cut serve, but Jesse Showalter gets the hand just around. Oh, wow. Opening up the hits for the push and then pulls it past Dan.
That's a different kind of hit than we've seen Jesse hitting all day.
Yeah, that was a great hit. The set allows him to open up, force the defense off a little bit, and then pull it right past him.
And this is the matchup they want for Dan serving. Jesse's been struggling with Dan serves. If you're them, you want to get that break soon. Otherwise, I wouldn't be surprised if Dan will.
Yeah.
Jesse
So Jesse got a quick hand there. Trying to maybe just put it right back on the net like he did at the end of last game for a break. 15's Wrench serving to Zimmerman. Pockets a serve. They'll call it and go second serve now.
Wrench has been getting serves on. That's made a difference. Schweppes has just been playing fantastic D.
Drop serve, but nothing on it. Oh! Zimmerman hits it, and Wrench gets a hand, but it goes nowhere. So it'll be 16-15, Micah Zimmerman to serve.
Zimmerman's hitting has been solid this game. Good serve. High forces this. Great defensive hand. Good set. Good hit by
Great
Showalter.
play by Jesse.
That's a big possession for them. Not only do they get the break, but now they have Zimmerman returning McPartland's serves, which has been solid all day.
Yeah, 17-15. If they can hold on here, they will win this game.
If they're going to hold,
Good
this
low
is the
serve.
matchup they
The
want.
wind playing a factor. Body
Good
up
body.
for Micah. Wow, another quick break for Schweppes. And so 18-15, commanding lead as they're looking to close out this series in Game 3.
The crowd overwhelmingly in support of Schweppes, and I think that could get in the head a little bit of Spicy Ruby.
Yeah, hometown crowd out here in Columbus, definitely for the Midwest team. 16-18. Need to find something and find it fast if you're Daniel McPartland.
And he can do it. I mean, he's got the match beat once, but unfortunately that doesn't give them.
Ooh, good serve,
Yep, there is a
but
struggle,
great set.
But a good set.
Again, opening up the hips to force the defense to play the push and then pulling it right past him. So now 19-16 for Schweppes, just 2 points away from clinching their berth to the
Micah
finals.
Zimmerman's touches this game have been fantastic. Whether it's on his first touch or those sets to Jesse, he's been giving him exactly what he needs to put the ball away and get those points, and he's been the playmaker this game.
Yeah, good low serve from Wrench, but it won't be enough. Ooh,
Not a
great
decision.
hand by Wrench. And the lefty push, so that's one. 18-19 now, staying alive by the skin of their teeth. They'll need another break right here, well, or the next time, but here would be nice to knot it up in 19s.
This is where mentality comes into play. You can psych yourself out
Ooh,
right here.
yeah.
Put a lot of pressure on them. They know what's at stake. All they have to do is hold and they win.
Yeah, so 2018, double match point for Schweppes. This is the situation McPartland and Wrench found themselves in last game. Rim here. So it's Daniel McPartland serving to Micah Zimmerman. 19-20, needs a break here,
Zimmerman's
or
gotta
Schweppes
do
will go to the
what he's
finals.
been doing all game. See what Dan can do.
His
His
rim,
rim.
and that's the series.
Wow.
Schweppes takes it in 3.
That is a huge upset.
Yeah, coming back from a few match points in Game 2, winning that in extras, and then playing great in Game 3. It was 2 or 3 quick breaks towards the end that made the difference.
Absolutely.
And we saw that great touch by Wrench, but not enough, so Spicy Ruby drops this one. And Schweppes will advance to the finals where they'll play Easily Dug.
Absolutely, and that was an exciting match. A lot of defense, great hitting 2 and 3 from Schweppes, and great serve returns. It was some beautiful touches and setting, and that's what made the difference for them.
Yeah, I think especially the touches on the hits from Schweppes is what will help them in the final series against UTC. One thing we saw from Easily Dug in their quarterfinal was some of their hits were not super clean. They were a little bit readable, and Schweppes is great at getting in position and getting the touches, converting them for breaks.
Absolutely. I think Schweppes is going to match up really well with Easily Dug. I know a lot of times they like the body D, and I think that can work well against Card and Core. And I think when they do get out deeper, Core hits it hard, but sometimes it's more readable, and I think they're going to be able to key on that.
On the flip side, I'll say Core and Card have a similar thing working in their fashion, where Schweppes hitting needs to be super clean if they're going to be able to get it past them. Easily Dug is one of the better teams at running down hips that lip up or aren't super hard, and so if Schweppes isn't able to keep it clean and low, they're going to have trouble converting easy offensive points.
This is going to be a flashy game. These are two teams that are fun to watch, get a lot of breaks, points, defensive ups. Two of the flashier teams in the game, and I'm excited to watch it. I think it'll be
should be a good final. And so this third place game that we now have set up is UT Dallas's Coup d'etat, Sam and Grayson versus Spicy Ruby. So no repeat for UMass in the individual bracket at least. We'll have to see who takes this one. It's Rosedale Bible College's Schweppes versus UTC's Easily Dug. We'll come back to you with finals in a few minutes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Are we still streaming? Yeah, we're done.